Obasanjo time, you remember Maurice Iwu, you remember their own election. Then, under Obasanjo, there were no elections. They will write the what do you call, they will write the results and they will tell you to go to court. It was so bad, right, that places where they didn't see a single electoral officer, they were watching on TV when they were announcing their results. And this led to whatever amendment they did over time. Now, 24 years after democracy, APC, Egbekegbe came. Look at what they have now done to your elections in Nigeria. Now, you can forget about elections now. Just let it go. Forget it. Okay? You will be having your result delivered even before you wake up to go and cast your vote. And if you are not comfortable with that, you can go to court. What about the violence? What about the money, the vote buying? I mean, people are expected to react to them. Now, if you can no longer choose those who represent you, what is the essence of saying you are doing democracy? So people are going to react. You get? So when people react, the ideal thing is the people that you will say, the elder statesmen. Is that not what they call themselves? Those ones that have now, they have aged and somehow living on old glory, chopping whatever they can get from as their own pension. They usually are those who come around and just say something. There are some of them who are like Rogbodiyan Wahala, but majority of them who are eating from the cookie jar. Abi, they won't say anything. Like I said, a place where I know normally, you will see that Nigerians themselves, it is not that they are not enablers. So what I am saying is this: even if you have all of the resources, okay, and you have all of the power, at least you should be able to put that to test, where you allow people, okay, to choose their leaders. I mean, make the election like people can choose. But in Nigeria, no. It is whoever can rig more will win elections. Then you see the people who are supposed to be people like Confessor Soyinka and so many like that in Nigeria, elders. And they will just keep mute. And before you know it, after the rigging is done, after the whole constitutional breaches are concluded and legitimized, you will see him at the high table with the beneficiary of the stolen elections or rigged elections, ruining the country. Abi, and then they wait for another elections again. So people are expected to react. So if the confessor has a problem with how these young people react to how these criminals are ruining Nigeria, won't it even make better sense if, not because they are going to hear him or listen to him, but just to be fair and balanced, why can't the confessor say something when when they were budgeting over 1 trillion naira easy money to be stolen from a supplementary budget? 1 trillion naira invested in education will go a long way. We know how rotten the education system in Nigeria has become, of course. We know the number of out-of-school children in their millions. So what is confessor expecting? That those people should go and buy his book, and that will automatically teach them how to speak nicely when they can't pay their rent, when they can't feed their children, when they can no longer pay their hospital bills or pay for that medication, life-saving medication that they are on that has become so expensive. She, after doing every week a monthly orientation of how people should talk, will automatically show people how to react when they have no electricity, when they have no jobs, when children are dying of hunger, when children are dying on the streets begging. Alimajirism. She learning how to talk nice will fix the corruption that these guys have come to legitimize. Abe when you're talking nice, when they are sniffing life out of you, you are losing everything. The currency is losing its value. Jobs are being lost. Businesses are dying. Nigeria continue to borrow because they can no longer generate enough revenue from people who are not working. She talking nice. Be nice to people who are telling. Now, talking about fake news, can we even just mention the greatest peddler of fake news in Nigeria? Can Confessor, please, for a moment, let us review what is fake news. If I post something and I say, Confessor Soyinka says, Bokwari is very stupid, and I put his photo. If you read that as a person, would you say it is fake news or real news? Now, let's say it is real news. What would that change? That Confessor Soyinka called Bokwari stupid. Did he call him stupid? Oh yeah, he called him stupid for banning Twitter. You should have said that then, but you just said he called him stupid. I said, okay, well, for sensationalism, if you can say, is that fake news? No, it's not. Okay, is that let's even say, is that fake news? Oh yeah, it is fake news. Who does that hurt? Does that hurt Soyinka and Buhari relationship? When you say Soyinka called Buhari stupid, but he didn't say that, or he didn't say it that way. So Soyinka is upset. If it is fake news, right? It is bad. Agreed. Breaking news. The federal government of Nigeria has now pumped $10 billion to cover the backlog of Forex. Central Bank of Nigeria. And then you read the news. The central bank governor, Yemi Cardoso, has now confirmed that the government of President Tinubu has now approved and rolled out $10 billion to cover the backlog of the Forex, which we believe that the Naira and dollar will begin to go down in the coming days and weeks. Breaking news from the federal government of Nigeria. So if you are a businessman who received that news, would you call it fake news or real news the moment you see it? Now, let me answer that for you. There are those people like me that will automatically see it as fake news. But for those who are not going to see it as fake news, because it is your government now, they have quoted the central bank governor. So who are those who are to tell you how much money is pumped into the Forex market other than the government or the central bank, Abi? So it must be authentic. It must be real news. And that news is a news that can actually make or mar the entire economy of Nigeria. If it ended up being fake, the entire economy will feel the effects negatively. If the news happen to be real, the entire economy will feel the shake positively. So it is coming from the government. And if it ended up as a fake news, who do you report to? that Tinubu did not pump 10 billion. The news did not say the money is coming from this place. The news is not saying the money has been shared to this and that. But the news come from government, says it's pumping 10 billion. Is that not fake news? We have lifted, listen to this one, federal government of Nigeria. These are the news that are actually affecting lives. Ask those who are paying for different things outside Nigeria. Businessmen who have to bring in their goods into Nigeria, paying for them. And all they read every day is the Forex news. See, what is the government doing about it? So now, if a news now come and say, the government has done this, so and so, and you went to those your vendor, and they said, no, there's nothing like that. Do you know what that means? Okay, here is another one. When the government comes out and say, breaking news, the government is ready to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Do you know what that simply means to those who are really, really poor when they read the news? It signals hope. Abi? Hope that, they're finally thinking about us. And then you are waiting. A year. A month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Then the next thing, breaking news. We have spent over 800 billion naira on 11 million households by giving them 75,000 naira 3 months. And you are sitting down there and you're like, how? You called your fellow poor people and you say, did you get anything? Did you receive something? They said, no, I don't get anything. No. They said they have finished 800 billion. Do you know when they are going to share another one and remember us? I don't know. Those are the fake news that the government of Nigeria they've peddled many times. Electricity is going to start 24 hours electricity. They are going to generate 40,000 megawatt of electricity by the end of 2018. This was in 2016. This is 2023. The refineries of Nigeria, they have signed a contract with Germany. They have signed a contract with this. They have done blah, 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 blah. And the refineries in Nigeria are all going to be working by the end of 2020. This is 2023. After spending over 16 billion US dollars. Nothing to show for it. Fake news. But they don't take responsibility. And that's this and many more like that. And another one again. Give us a 304 billion naira and we're going to conduct the best technological election for Nigerians. Technology. And they were given the 304 billion naira. And then you know how all of that went, all of the drama. That is fake news. When they said, no, we didn't say that. So if Confessor Wale Soyinka wants, if he wants the social media where people expresses themselves just how they feel, if he feels like it is a problem and it should be regulated and the people should be punished, whoever uses the social media to talk anyhow, I think Confessor will indeed, without mincing our words, will be asking APC, Egbekegbe, to arrest themselves. And that would be a wonderful thing. I mean, were we not just sitting down here on our own, where people are trying to figure out how to get out of the hole that Nigeria tried to drag them into, by keeping the money belonging to the airlines of the UAE, $750 million that Bukwari's government already stolen and shared. Nigerians who are trapped in the UAE are feeling that fisticuff. Then breaking news, UAE has lifted the ban on Nigerian visa, blah, 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 blah. It's been about 4 or 5 months now. Abi? They haven't lifted any ban yet. Visa ban, oh, all the lies. Is that not fake news? How do you expect people to react to that? Or Soyinka having problem with this generation, the generation that is yet to take over, a broadcasting station and declare their own person winner of election and ask everybody to stay away. That generation that hasn't gotten to a stage of mobilizing themselves, starting from the universities, give themselves names, revolution, take it back, or anything they want to give them. I'm just saying, not you. Give yourselves names and give yourself badges, beret, and everything. Be on all of all of the campuses across Nigeria. Take over all of the civil service and all that. Infiltrate everywhere and give them badges and all that. Okay, and then one day, just mobilize yourself and decide to take over the government of the country. Something that Wole Soyinka would have loved to achieve when he was younger like us. So if Baba is so old and is wondering what kind of world are we now, it is the world where people, or let me say, it is the world that your generation indeed created. Maybe not you in particular at the time, or because let's be fair, at least at some point in his life, he was on the side of those who are the victims of the rotten system. He didn't succeed. He ended up as them. And he's older now, which is fine and is great. Sure you get. So let's say those who didn't, what do you call it? Those who are yet to be like him in a way. The Nigeria that you are seeing today, the way the young people are talking today, not just young people, even some old people too, like older people, the way they are talking today is in reaction, okay, to the organized criminals who are perpetuating organized crime. They believe they have taken all the powers away from the people, and you cannot beat someone and at the same time tell them how to cry. Here you get. For the Confessor Soyinka to turn around and call us fascist for not agreeing with people who are comfortable killing other people because they want to sit on on a seat of power. Those who don't give a damn about your law and every other, moral ethics out there, they don't give a damn about that. They've broken every moral law. They've broken every legal law and all that. And they deserve no other treatment than rebellion. So if Confessor think that, these septuagenarians, right, geriatric, I be what they call them, if Confessor believes that the technology is making us to stand up and talk in a way that has become unacceptable to him, and therefore his friends should probably turn the internet to something they can switch on and switch off. Well, the Confessor might want to take a seat, okay? Because your generation did not create anything spectacular. You did not create internet. APC, Egbekegbe, can hire people to help them, okay? Control the access to internet by the people. But you know something? The generation you are dealing with, they would always have access to information that some of you will consider too much for them to have access to. Because according to you, no matter how they react, also no matter how they feel, the pain that is coming from the criminals in charge of Nigeria, they should, or let me say, they shouldn't. No, put it this way: that they couldn't, rather, they couldn't process it, and because they couldn't process it, they therefore have no idea of how they would react to it. But it doesn't really matter. Like I said, you older ones who think you can gaslight us and blackmail us and tell us all the nonsense that you're trying to kind of, uh, make yourselves believe, listen to me, it won't change. You know what I mean? It won't change anything because you cannot mortgage our future, divide us, impoverish us. Of course, you have enablers, those who have already been broken, conquered. But as long as the criminals who think they have captured Nigeria, as long as they continue to live in that IOS and all of that braggadocio, I promise you one thing. It won't matter how people speak or how people talk, okay, or how people react. What would then matter is when they finally wake up, okay, that they go beyond just talking and talking, or kind of being like, you know what I mean, like insulting, as you would say. Once they go beyond that and it goes to the part of going physical, you and your colleagues and your friends, and if you are still alive, then okay, you will be surprised because you won't be able, just same way you won't be able to you are unable to control how we speak or how we do it now, you will not be able to control how we react and what happened thereafter. And that's why we are saying all of now ways still pretend and continue to, in your old age, so many of you are over 80, a lot of you, okay, probably have less than 10, 20 years more, that whatever it is that you probably think that you have missed in your generation, and you believe that the rest of us who are still here, or those who are still going to be here, should pay for it. Well, the promise I can always make is this: the rogues that are in charge of Nigeria are being kind of, they are getting emboldened every day. And because they have never been responsible or been held responsible for anything, yeah, so therefore they will continue to make more and more and more, mistakes like this, that will eventually push everyone to a stage that will eventually consume everybody. That one is guaranteed, though. But as a young person watching Mayegun right now, I have this for you. You don't have to take it. Okay? You see, everything they told you about Nigeria, remember what I said, and I'll keep saying, is a lie. Some people will tell you it's not everything. Some things are true. Some major things that they told you about Nigeria, they are lies. And if you begin to ask questions, you are going to end up on this side, the side that is tired of all their lies, the side that believes that at a point in time, at a particular time, yeah, majority of those of you who are still on that side, that trench is trying to figure it out. You are going to be on the side that believes that we can break the circle and we can end this madness. Elections can't stop that. Elections can't change that. Participating in their charade is what will continue to give the likes of Soyinka and his likes the opportunity, okay, to say they have an idea of how you should react when you have been seconded, or you have been made a third class citizens. If they make you citizens but slaves in your own country, they cannot keep you safe. They cannot run an economy that makes you comfortable. They can't really provide electricity. They will never provide that, remember. Now they can't even refine their own crude oil in Nigeria. They are counting on those who can come and give them money, the same money that they will embezzle. Now, corruption has become something that they have legalized. Criminality has been legalized as well. Electoral coup has been legalized. Everything is gone to the dogs as we speak right now. Here you get. So one of these days, you are going to get to that stage as well, and you're going to come back to this side. Elections can save Nigeria. I remember, well, it was actually yesterday when I was giving us a round of updates from what do you call it, from their charade elections. A country that cannot conduct its own election, ladies and gentlemen, you can't choose your leaders. That is no longer a democracy. That is no longer a country. They will tell you to go to court. In few months, you'll forget about all these things. Stockholm syndrome is going to set in. Abi? And then you're going to prepare for 2020 what? 27. Then you're going to prepare for 2031. They continue to juggle and play with your life that way. You can't be part of that. But for those who are still pretty much not convinced, there is no problem. There is always going to be something back. And that thing is going to be square one. It's going to always be square one. Here is that from IMO State. As poor as it is right now in Nigeria, they managed to get, number one, there's not going to be any elections in Nigeria anymore. Okay? They will declare winners wherever they want, just to make it look like it's balanced. Okay? So forget elections in Nigeria now. And maybe around that time, when all of you come to that reality, when it is down on you, that will be the moment, you know what I mean? It's going to be the moment of truth, wherever side you belong to right now, okay? So they caught some of these guys, 11 million naira cash was what they got from them in IMO State. And if you look at the money, it is from the Central Bank of Nigeria, see? And it is mainly for the election given to the APC. Here you get. So this was in IMO State. And today, Hopeless Uzodingba has been declared the winner. Yesterday, I was showing you their election rigging in Olu and Osu. And I told you, I said, you are going to declare winner. Hopeless Uzodingba was declared the winner of the entire 21 local government areas of IMO States. And he scored 540,200 or 300 and something votes as well. And the next person scored 73,000, which is the PDP. The next one after that is Labour Party. That one scored 69,000. So, if you are not comfortable with that, they said they should go to courts. So, where they were doing a collation in IMO State, somebody who presented himself as the Labour Party chairman of chairman of Labour Party in IMO State. So they were kind of protesting the rigging, the falsification of results, the prepared results, and all of that stuff. And Baba, before you know it, Sare Koboma, Banana Republic. This was before they announced Hopeless Uzodingba as the winner. I'll show you that one before we go any forward, because Confessor need to also see something like that. I'm gonna here, check this. I think no, it's the upper one rather. Let's go to IMO State. How they collated their results. Democracy.
The review will no longer be useful. So just take this one now, because this is the correct thing. He knows what I'm saying. There was nothing like accreditation. Zero. If you go to your IRA, it's zero. But they have manufactured the results. And I can't understand why the returning officers, honorable returning officer from the local government, will be coming to present these fake things and thinking that we will just accept it. They can't just be doing that. They are human beings. I think you people will have conscience. You can't do all sorts of things and then come here to present to the people of the state and nation. And you want us to accept it. I'm pleading that at this stage, just take this one. Just step whatever thing you are doing and do a review, because this one is a very serious matter. There was nothing like, yes, there was nothing like that. So please, Honorable Professor, please do it.
Prof, this, Prophet, excuse me. I just, because he called me. I am from Osu local government.
Okay.
I went to Osu today. All the security agencies took Osu people from this local, from Owerri, those that were outside Osu. We went with more than 80 buses. 80 buses. The pictures I can show it, it's recorded here. And he said there was zero accreditation. If you bring the beavers, if you go through the beavers now, and you bring the server, you will see the results that were uploaded from Osu.
Yes, next man that. Let's give it to that other man. Give it to that man.
There was no election in Osun.
Hello, your man, continue.
Please, we can't allow this to go. We can't allow this to go.
Please, I want to.
No election. What they are doing. No election. The party of what they are doing. This is a clear case of brigandage. A clear case of brigandage. There was no election, and it's manufactured. But the party of what they are doing. No, let's review this. Bring the response to everything. No, we're talking about this time. We can take everything. Because this one is a clear case. There was no election. There was no happening. And we also need the election. And it's just sitting. And that's any change. It's not about we will not sit here and allow you to
Please, I want to just hold on there. I want to correct some. I want to get something here. Please. There is something I want to get. Hold on, sir. Excuse me, sir. Just listen. Hello. Please, just listen. I want to ask something. My brother here implicated himself here now. He said that there are some buses that convert people to Osun. Who are those people that those buses convert to Osun? That's number one. Now, that's number one. When we talk, we should be mindful of our talk. You said buses convert people to Osun. My question number one is, who are those people? Then another thing I want to ask here, the result you called, the total number of votes there. I don't know whether I'm the one making mistake. The number I got is different from what you called. I said, I don't know if I'm the one who made it. Please, can you repeat that total registered number and total accredited number and total vote? Because I got the total vote 19589. But what you called is 19939.
There was no accreditation in Osun. There was no voting in Osun.
I don't know if I'm mistaken, but what I wrote here is 19939. Then I recalculated the result you called. I got 19589. Please, sir.
We will not take it again.
Excuse me, let us get it right. Let us check whether what I'm saying is right or not. Please. Thank you.
We will not sit down again. We will not sit down while you left our democracy. We will not sit down again. We will not sit down again. Don't kill us.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me make a ruling. 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 I want you to listen very carefully. You don't have the right to disrupt this election. By the law of this election, electoral act of this country, you don't have the right to disrupt this election. And I'm saying it, I know the law. If you destroy it, it's either you go, don't destroy this election. If you are, then don't destroy this election. What you are doing, you are distorting this election. And I will have, please, you are disrupting this election. We are disrupting the collation of this election. We are disrupting the collation of this election, please. Please, you can't disrupt this election.
police.
Somebody said, no kilamo, no kilamo. That's the kind of impunity we are talking about. It's meant to be an election. But there was no election in that place for real. I mean, I kind of shared that yesterday myself. But I told you they were going to announce results. And they announced results. So if you're not comfortable with that, go to court. I mean, you rob people like that. You write figures. Why do you ask them to participate in an election that you've already written the result? Why are you even participating in their elections when you know they will do the same thing to you? Like, what gives you that impression that the people that you did not hire, maybe you hire them. You're not the one who is going to give them money. The money they are going to pay them is not going to come from the sweat of anybody. It's going to come from the Central Bank of Nigeria. So even if people collect the money and they vote it for you, if they count your vote, okay, even if they count your vote and they say, okay, they declare you winner at your polling unit and they reach collation center and they start announcing another result and you are there screaming, fighting, doing all of that, and they have to beat you, push you out. And they say you should go to court, and the court says you have no evidence that they rigged you. And you have to perform the cycle again and again. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Like, why should you do that? Because the story is the same in Kogi, but I mean, after the whole thing, the guy was already dancing to celebrate the new victory. And you would think Soyinka can't do well for the people. Them. And already I have started seeing people say, Hope deserve it. I campaign very well. I hope I tried though. I hope I tried so well though. At least hope is something. This, all those things like Nigeria, typical, right? And indeed, he has some people on the street. I think I have a clip of that. Mercy. Now the Bayelsa people be that one. We'll leave those ones for now. So let's go to Kogi. We'll come back to Bayelsa. And then I'll show you the people in Owerri. So in Kogi, you remember Dino? Same Dino.
Doubled our state for the past 12 years. When I say PDP, you say Allah Maje. PDP. 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 When I say PDP again, you say Tofiakwa. PDP. PDP. By the grace of God, those of us that are Muslims here, please, can we do 3 Allah Isa to PDP?
Allah Isa, Allah Isa, Allah Isa. But this is Canary Dino, who has also been, he's been complaining since yesterday, by the way. But he called on his supporters to not vote because when the figures that Yeye Bello started rolling out from Okene, Lokoja, Adavi, even people from those areas were like, which kind number of votes be this? So they now said, whatever will the wicked did in Rivers State for Fubara, that Wike is learning work in what Yeye Bello is doling out and dishing out for Ododo. Even Ododo will be like, where this one they come from? I'm telling you. But the only person that has kind of really complained that much is Canary Dino. And it's pretty much like, lamentation to me. Not because it actually mean anything per se, but just for the record, okay? The other guy of SDP, they have also rejected the results. In IMO State, those ones have rejected the results. We are going to court. Some people say, you better don't go to any court. Which court, which area court are you going to? So you want to go to, okay. But I don't think Canary Dino want to go to court, but let's listen to him, where he gave his own sad and disappointing experience of the charade. Listen.
Start by condemning in its totality the conduct of the elections yesterday and outrightly call for the total cancellation of the election because that was not an election. It is shameful that the unhealthy INEC refused to realize, ameliorate, or palliate the problems they created in the last presidential and governorship elections. Yesterday, in 5 local governments of the Central Senatorial District in Kogi State, there was no election in any. Surprisingly, accreditation was done manually. The beavers was not used. Prepared result sheets manifested even before accreditation took place. The evidence is all over the media. So INEC, as a matter of urgency, must cancel the election. Many areas where I won, after counting, my agents were told that there are no available result sheets to enter the results. And we have evidence to back up this assertion. As I speak to you, it is shameful that this is what our democracy have descended to. INEC have manifested more than ever before that they cannot be trusted, they are biased, they are compromised, and they cannot be a neutral umpire. INEC officials, youth corps members were caught yesterday with prepared result sheets even before the commencement of the processes leading to the election. A youth corps member was caught yesterday with 1 million naira in his bag. Complete 1 million naira with a prepared results already. There was deliberate suppression of my votes in Lokoja and Kogi local government. This was deliberately done by Yeye Bello and the APC to make sure that even in their orchestrated arrangements, I don't come second. Because they do believe that there will be a second ballot. And they believe that if there's a second ballot, I have tremendous influence and support in the central, and I can build an inroad in the east. So they will prefer any other person to come second who will find it difficult to have support in the central and in the west. So with these various malpractices that have bedeviled this election, I call for the total cancellation of this election. I call for a total repentance from INEC, where we will now conduct a credible poll. I am not perturbed, I am not worried, I am not disturbed. To the glory of God, I am okay. But it is just pathetic, and I sympathize with the people of Kogi State. I sympathize with the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I weep for our country. I weep for generations yet unborn, that in the 21st century, you have an umpire, you have an INEC that is biased, you will be shocked, as I am, that after all the promises by Mahmoud Yakubu, that Mahmoud Yakubu cannot wash his hands out of this calamity. There is no way Yaya Bello and the APC will have access to sensitive INEC documents without the collaboration of the highest level in INEC. They had result sheets before the election. These result sheets are supposed to be in the CBN. They are sensitive material that should not be tampered with. So how did APC gain access to ballot papers? How did they gain access to original result sheets? It shows that we have no INEC, we have no umpire, we only have an institution that is aiding fraud, that is aiding corruption, and that is aiding rigging. And this particular rigging I have never seen in my life. I have seen digital rigging, I have seen snatching of ballot papers, I have seen writing of results, but this particular system of rigging in Kogi State election yesterday is legendary. It is scientific, it is well planned, well orchestrated, but poorly implemented. The implementation is myopic, is porous, is parochial, it displays intellectual stagnancy because their life expired before even it was pronounced. I call on the security agencies who apparently did very well yesterday. I applaud the security agencies for maintaining peace, though the strategy of APC in Kogi election was not violent, because they found out that that may not aid their intended corruption. But I want to state unequivocally that the battle to salvage the people of Kogi State, to me, is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. And we have not heard the end of this yet, because I will fight this with the last blood in my vein. We will fight it to the latter. The people's mandate must be realized, and we will not allow Yaya Bello to have a third term. It is not possible. Yaya Bello cannot have a third time through a proxy. The people's mandate, the people's wish in this state must be fulfilled. This is not the wish of the people, and I say that we will not allow this to stand. We will wait to see what INEC will do. We will wait to see what INEC and what the reaction of INEC will be. But if they do not carry out ameliorations, we as citizens of this country within the confines of the law, we will prove that power truly belongs to the people. This is not the end of it. I thank you, Kogites. I thank you, those who came out to vote for me yesterday, but I will try to defend your votes. We will make sure that this satanic manifestation is not allowed to stand. That my situation room just released. You will see that in 3 local governments, there was overvoting of 174,000. In 3 local governments, overvoting of 174,000 in 3 local governments. You find out that from INEC portal, this is the accreditation, this is the number. But going to the result sheet, there is overvoting. And in 3 local governments, we computed overvoting in the central of 174,000 in 3 local governments. This is wicked, this is nefarious, this is barbaric, and it's unacceptable.
I'm also a very emotional person. And it is not a laughing matter. Sure you get. And if you remember Dino, you will remember this. All these ones are just popping up now. You know, internet no they forget. You remember this one, Abi?